Welcome, dear viewers and followers from around the world. Today, this is Muhamed Amien, Egyptian tour guide. An English-speaking tour guide, I will take you on a tour of the Dahshur Pyramid Complex. Dahshur is an archaeological area located about 40 kilometers south of Cairo, and it is a part of the ancient Memphis necropolis. It is renowned for its large pyramids, built during the Fourth Dynasty, most notably the Bent Pyramid and the Red Pyramid, making it a key site for studying the evolution of pyramid architecture in ancient Egypt. Let's begin the tour. I arrived at the Dahshur Pyramid Complex at 9 a.m. This site was established by the great King Sneferu, the founder of the Fourth Dynasty in ancient Egypt, who reigned from approximately 2613 to 2589 BC. He is considered one of the greatest kings of ancient Egypt, having built several pyramids, including the Bent Pyramid in Dahshur and the first true pyramid in history, the Red Pyramid, thus establishing the architectural style that continued during his successors' reigns. I started with the Red Pyramid, followed by the Bent Pyramid, and then the Pyramid of Ka. In the distance, the Pyramid of Amenemhat stands, gazing upon these pyramids as it battles the ravages of time. After getting out of the car, I decided to walk in the Dahshur desert and stand before the Red Pyramid, marveling at how the ancient Egyptians were able to construct this magnificent and colossal structure. The Northern Pyramid is the third largest pyramid in Egypt, built during the reign of King Sneferu in Dahshur. It is considered the first true pyramid, built entirely with cohesive stones, representing a significant leap in the development of pyramid construction. It stands at about 105 meters high and was named after the reddish hue of its stones. The Red Pyramid represents a transitional phase in pyramid construction, combining advanced construction techniques with a simple interior structure. The tour wasn't easy. I walked on foot through the desert until I reached the Red Pyramid. Then I climbed the steps prepared for tourists who wish to ascend and enter the Red Pyramid. The northern entrance to the Red Pyramid is about 28 meters above ground level. I climbed with determination initially, but I soon found myself out of breath. I left my backpack with the guard as there wasn't enough space to carry it with me through the narrow, steep passage, which can only accommodate one person at a time. You can only descend bent over due to the narrowness of the passage. The Red Pyramid features an angle of inclination of around 43 degrees, giving it its perfect pyramid shape, and it is the first pyramid built with this constant angle from base to summit. The entrance to the Red Pyramid is located on the northern side, about 28 meters above the ground. The entrance is accessible via an inclined staircase. Finally, I reached the entrance, almost out of breath as there was no air circulation. One of my colleagues, who is also studying Egyptian antiquities, felt scared due to the narrowness and steepness of the entrance, and she asked me in Arabic if I would be able to complete the tour. She didn't complete. At first, I felt extremely exhausted, having climbed 28 meters on foot and arrived at the entrance already fatigued. The entrance is very narrow, only accommodating one person, and the oxygen level inside decreases the further down you go due to the steep descent. After entering the entrance, there is an inclined passage leading downwards, about 62 meters long, which leads to the first antechamber. All right, my friends, I began to feel tired due to the lack of oxygen inside the tunnel. But the experience was truly exhilarating.
استنى بصي انزلي زي ما انا نازل كده زي ما انا بنزل كده انزلي كده انزلي زي ما انا نازل احسن بصي لا انزلي بنفس الطريقه اللي نزلها
Interior of the pyramid. Inner chambers. The red pyramid contains 3 main chambers. The first one follows the inclined passage, leading to a second chamber with corbelled ceilings. An additional horizontal passage then leads to the third chamber, which is the main burial chamber. Finally, I reached the interior of the pyramid, only to be surprised when one of my colleagues, a fellow student of Egyptian antiquities and tour guiding, told me she felt dizzy and could hear a strange sound, which might have been the sound of a horned viper inside the burial chamber. I wondered if the ancient Egyptians had used such snakes to guard burial chambers, but I didn't pay much attention. I decided to rest for a while and entered the burial chamber. I won't elaborate further on the lack of oxygen inside the chamber. Burial chamber. The main chamber is believed to have been intended for King Sneferu's burial. It is a chamber with corbelled ceilings and lacks any inscriptions or decorations. I continued my tour inside the Red Pyramid and discovered that it lacks any inscriptions or funerary texts, which is unusual compared to the pyramids built in later periods. I decided to rest for a while to gather my strength for the ascent. As I go up through the narrow passage, I felt almost suffocated and faint, as if I were a weary soul struggling to ascend. I felt like a spirit rising to the heaven. At the end of the passage, a beam of light revived hope, urging me to give my best effort to escape the darkness, exhaustion, and lack of oxygen during the climb. I finally emerged from the pyramid, ready for another tour with the bent pyramid. Stay tuned for the next adventure. This was Muhamed Amien, your Egyptian tour guide and travel consultant.